as we can see, convicted of war crimes, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1973. Depopulation should be the highest priority of US foreign policy. So let's just explain what that means. That means to kill as many humans as you can, because this Zionist piece of shit is involved with, well, I don't believe he can be human, because for another human not to have any empathy is very rare. Reptiles, on the other hand, they don't have any. So either way, his name's on the list. Bank of England blocks Maduro's 1.2 billion gold withdrawal. UK government, look at the starving people in Venezuela. We must remove Maduro for their sake. Oh, those poor hungry babies. Venezuela government, can we have our gold back to buy food? UK, no. Can we see who the real terrorists are? There is no justification for the public servant police to be more heavily armed than the law-abiding public they serve, unless the government's intention is to be more powerful than the people. When you need to have hundreds of protests just to tell the world that bombing children is not okay, that is when you know humanity has failed. What's in a glass of tap water? Arsenic, radioactive contaminants, pesticides, nitrates, hormones, fluorine compounds, calcium, hexavalent chromium, lead, pharmaceutical drugs, aluminium, tilomethane, THMS. Now you know why you need to get a distiller or reverse osmosis machine. Reasons why the US government wants to overthrow Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves. Venezuela is letting Russia mine for gold in their country. Venezuela has refused to join unfair free trade agreement with the US. Venezuela stopped accepting dollars for oil in 2017. I can't see any reason why the US would want to go in there then and take him out. Can you? Treasury agency had role in controversial RBS unit GRG. What, you mean the government's been involved in corruption? What? You just never thought you'd see that, except you then suddenly get the realisation that every government is corrupt and in it for themselves and to screw the rest of us. Evidence has emerged of a government agency's role in the Royal Bank of Scotland, controversial global restructuring group. The Asset Protection Agency influenced GRG's strategy, including decisions that determine business customers' fortunes, the BBC has learned. Oh, well, it must be real then. Separate core evidence suggests that the agency told RBS to withdraw customer support when the bank did not want to. RBS said it disagreed with the claims while the Treasury declined to comment. More than 16,000 small business customers were transferred to RBS's global restructuring group. Banks are corrupt, government's corrupt. You want evidence that the banks are corrupt, do you? Okay, I'll give you just that. Lloyds have offered to buy Noel's silence. Lloyds Bank have tried in the last few hours to buy Noel Edmonds' silence. Lloyds CEO Antonio Hirota Nasora has attempted to silence Noel Edmonds with an astonishing bribe. Let's not put this any other way. It is an attempted bribe of which Osora should be prosecuted for. It's bribery and attempted to pervert the course of justice. Is it going to happen? What do you think? Horty Nasori needs to silence Edmonds, whose team has compiled an explosive report into the criminality in Lloyds Bank, and clearly he's getting desperate. Lloyds Bank in the last few hours have offered a multi-million-pound bribe to Noel Edmonds in return for signing a gagging order, and they wish to also impose it on Noel's wife Liz. Noel and Liz said, "Do one." Now, Why aren't the police looking into that attempted bribery? Because that's all it is, plain and simple bribery. Oh, because it's a bank. A criminal wears many different costumes. Some even wear police outfits, as you'll see in a Cacamac later. Well, later in the week. Lloyd's Bank. Totally corrupt. Is Royal Mail failing to deliver, or is the answer just lost in the post? Anxious shareholders are still waiting to hear if the company's cost savings are real. We have had a busy Christmas season. The Royal Mail Chief Executive Rico back to too busy, it seems, for management to offer even a sketchy answer to the question that has hung over the postal operation since last October's thumping profit warning. Were last year's cost-saving targets completely implausible, or can they be salvaged? It's the biggest issue, that bigger issue than the drop-off in Christmas cards and junk mail. Now you know why you get so much junk mail, because they get money out of it. And they do every house. Well, they get more money. Just corrupt. Privatisation simply doesn't work. A car is stolen every 5 minutes in Britain. Vehicles thefts up 50% in 5 years thanks to criminal gangs hacking keyless systems and reducing policing. Home Office stats show that 111,999, let's call it 112,000 for argument's sake, which it will be more than that now apparently anyway, cars were stolen in 2017-2018. That's up from 75,000 in 2013-2014. A rise of 48.7% in just 5 years. Experts say there is strong correlation with the wave of keyless car crime. RAC says 22,000 fewer police officers as a result of budget cuts had also had an impact. The number of vehicles stolen in Britain has almost doubled in the last 5 years, new Home Office figures show. Official stats show that 112,000 cars were pinched in 2017-2018, up from 75,300 in the 2013-2014 year. That means an average of a vehicle is stolen in Britain every 5 minutes, which amounts to 300 motors being nabbed every day. Experts say that the rise in vehicle crime is the result of organised gangs using advanced keyless technology to remotely steal cars and policing budget cuts that has seen officer numbers dwindle in recent years. Well, does it look like chaos yet? Because then they can bring in their New World Order, can't they? Half of doctors are so fed up with insurance companies they are ready to quit medicine, and 66% have advised young people to pick another job. A recent non-profit study found that 48% of doctors are considering leaving medicine because they are sick of dealing with insurers. Previous research found that doctors spend about half of their working hours doing paperwork and just 27% on seeing patients. Doctors blame insurance companies for wasting their time and delaying treatment for patients. The situation is dire that 2/3 discourage others from medical school. See, privatisation works perfectly well if you're an insurance company. Insurance issues have nearly half of doctors so frustrated and fed up that they are considering abandoning practice for a new career path, a recent survey found, and the vast majority, about 2/3, would advise the next generation to steer clear of medicine. The number of priorities that Americans, both Democrats and Republicans, so the Republican Democrats or the Democratic Republicans, want Congress to tackle is lowering the price of drugs. American patients are exhausted and frustrated with the state of healthcare and coverage in the US, and so are their doctors. A new study from non-profit healthcare advocacy group AIMED Alliance reveals. Could this local experiment be the start of a national transformation? If there is hope, it lies here in the most deprived borough of London. Barking and Dagenham has shocking levels of unemployment, homelessness, teenage pregnancy, domestic violence and early death. Until 2010 it was the most main stronghold of the British National Party. Its population turns over an astonishing speed every year. About 8% of residents move out, but over the past year it has started to become known for something else, as a global leader in taking back control. Since the Second World War, councils and national governments have sought to change people's lives from the top down. Their efforts during the first 30 years of this period, at least, were highly effective, creating public services, public housing and a social safety net, and that radically improved people's lives. You believe that, you believe anything. But they had the unintended consequence of reducing our sense of agency, our social skills and mutual aid. Now in the age of austerity, state support has been withdrawn, leaving many people with the worst of both worlds. Neither on the top-down protection of the government nor the bottom-up resilience of the community is replaced. I believe we need strong state support and well-financed. We can get rid of the state, we'll get rid of the problem. Well-financed public services, but this is not enough. The best antidote to the rising tide of demagoguery and reaction is a politics of belonging, based on strong and confident local communities. Maybe so, but they don't want that. Those who study community life talk about the two kinds of social networks, bonding and bridging. Bonding networks are those... bollocks. Brexit. EU dismisses Tory compromise plan as unworkable. A plan for rival Conservative factions aimed at securing a breakthrough in the Brexit impasse has been greeted with immediate scepticism from the EU officials, and said the proposals were not workable. So I reckon what they're going to do is that eventually they're going to vote for it, where we might get something back. You know, oh yeah, we're cutting your bill from 55 million a day to 54. Ooh, okay. Yeah. UK school bans word girl because it's offensive to transgender students. Well, I'll tell you what, if I was going to one of these schools, I'd say, and if I was a girl, well, I'm a girl and transgender offends me. Pushing this transgender bullshit. Every MP that's ever voted for anything to do with that wants execution. The scum. What the royals call each other. I'm Tungsten, I'm PG Tips, I'm Baldy, I'm Duchess of Little, I'm Cabbage. Strangely enough, we have words for you as well. Parasites, traitors, benefit cheats, scum, reptilians, child rapists, child murderers. So, you know, ours are more actual though, aren't they? Time to target the tech bosses. PM's Brexit mandate, backstop from the brink. MPs yes to new border plan, Labour delay bid defeated. Total smoke and mirrors. Absolute. Why anyone buys these papers? It's beyond me. The Times. May unites Tories behind fresh talks with Brussels. MPs vote for backstop bargaining. Corbyn agrees to meet PM. EU insists it will not reopen deal. Well, you know what, EU? Do one then. Shoe shop staff train children to speak well. Anyone that votes for any of this, apart from no deal Brexit, will be classed the same as that treasonous traitor. And when the uprising comes, they will be held as accountable as that treasonous traitor. Bank hacking threat. Jailed MP still paid. 10,000 child mules. Maduro losing base. Propaganda again, because you know they want him out as well, because they all work for the same Zionist pieces of shit that's still running this planet at the moment. Treasury accused, City suffered defeat. Fiona Osana. Let's just have a quick. I'm going to have a look at that. Fiona Onasari is refusing to quit Parliament after becoming the first female MP to be jailed because she wants to keep her £77,000 a year salary, a court was told. The tell-lie graph. May takes the Brexit battle back to Brussels. Don't give us any more bullshit. MPs demand backstop deal is reopened, but EU insists it won't restart negotiations. Well, okay then, no deal. Do one, we'll sort ourselves out, thank you. Green accused of intimidation as he silences alleged victims. Aye. Diabetes patch shortage. Patients told that stocks are running low. And they've already decided that it's Brexit that's to blame. White alert. Snow and ice warning for Britain's roads. Brexit goes to the wire. Really? Extraordinary day in Westminster sees the Prime Minister blink in the battle with Tory rebels. EU refuses to reopen talks and still hopes to soften or stop Brexit. You see, there you go. It's in the paper. They want to stop Brexit. There it is in black and white. They want to take over the nation. Doesn't matter what you voted. They don't want you to vote to leave because you're part of the dictatorship that is the EU. And the sooner France votes to leave as well, which they will, it'll be the end of the EU. But it could come down before that anyway. Corbyn U-turn. He agrees to meet with PM after Parliament's symbolic vote against no deal. So another way of looking at that is they were sat there having the Bollinger and eating the caviar at the dinner table, and they said, I suppose at some point I'm going to have to pretend that I'm going to come over and meet with you and talk with you. But, you know, obviously we can't tell the dumb peasants that, can we? So we've got to keep going like this, and then when I cave in and say, oh yeah, I'm going to meet with you, it'll look like we've at least been disagreeing. Yes, Corbyn, yes, Jeremy, that's exactly what you need to do. And the dumb public will be so dumb that they won't even realise what's going on. May backs down when then wins Commons mandate to renegotiate the UK's divorce deal with Brussels. Pound slips after MP failed to delay Brexit, increasing chance of no deal. Brussels memorised by UK drama with Tory rebels ready to abandon leader again if she returns empty-handed. Katie Balls. May unites her party around a deal that doesn't exist. Oh. Jailed MP still hasn't quit. Well, surely she should be sacked. Is it just me? So let's just think about that. She's been on £77,000 a year plus expenses, which means she pays for absolutely nothing. Now she's been jailed for, well, whatever she's done. But she doesn't want to leave a job. It's not all about the money, is it, dear? Oh wait, it would seem it is, wouldn't it? Susie Dent, A Literary Feast, Rich History of Language and Food. Daily Express. In one of the most remarkable turnarounds in political history, our indomitable PM unites her party and receives the mandate to return to Brussels with Parliament's full weight behind her. She did it, now it's up to EU. What a crock of shit. The smoke and mirrors is just... Mirror. Secrets for a sparkling home with #1 cleaner in Britain. MP Brexit gamble. May's deal back from the dead for now. PM to try for new agreement on Irish border, but will EU budge? Even if they do. We definitely shouldn't be having any deal with the treasonous traitors. Daily fail. So what does it take to have an 18-year-old's body in your 40s? Eat the right food, exercise. That's pretty much it. Teresa's triumph. On night of high drama, PM wins key Brexit vote, unites her party, crushes Corbyn and tells EU, let's do a deal. Well, that whole headline's total bollocks. The Guardian, they're supposed to be there guarding against dictatorship and corruption. Oh, except they're run by those that want the dictatorship and are corrupt. This is why I don't know why anyone buys any papers. May goes back to Brussels, but EU says nothing has changed. PM caves in to Tory rebels over changes to Irish backstop. MPs signal that they will not support a no-deal Brexit. That's the only deal we can. If you anything other than that, and you're all traitors. Cooper amendment lost after rejection by 14 Labour rebels. Brady amendment to renegotiate backstop. Yes 317, no 301. Until they negotiate, we are totally out. We pay you nothing. We get our waters back. You have no say in this country whatsoever. That's the only deal I'm prepared to accept, as are many other of the Leave voters. Waste of paper. Star. Jezza just a bigger and big baby. I must say, even Cacknose can't stand that bloke. He's a self-indulgent asshole. Yeah, he might be funny sometimes, but he's also still an asshole. Cushy, first look at New Fools. Oh dear. They're that desperate, they're going to try and remake Only Fools and Horses, which was a hilarious, an absolutely hilarious programme, but to remake it, it won't have the same feel to it. Ice Queen exclusive. Gemma, I'm as big as the Beatles. Well, maybe you mean your actual size compared to the 4 Beatles put together, yeah, but anything else, you're living in cloud cuckoo land. Vicky, hot date Lucy. Brexit, not much to report. Metro, over to EU. MPs support May vote to send May back to Brussels. She will try to renegotiate terms of Irish backstop, but Tusk insists Brexit agreement can't be revisited. Well, you can just do one then, can't you? And like I said, the only one I will accept is totally cut off. You have nothing to do with us. We get our waters back. All your bullshit rules that you've put in over the past 40 or so years are repealed instantly. Yeah, that'll do. Financial Times. Qatar's come back. How Dora defied its neighbour's blockade. A German paradox. Yeah, new Cold War. May seeks to reopen Brexit talks in Brussels as hardliners force U-turn. MPs back alternative backstop. Opposition to no deal. EU insists divorce agreed. Yeah, except we don't leave and we still pay you shitloads of money. Don't seem like a very good deal to me. Orsell gears up for sue Santander over pulling of 50 million offer for chief's job. Technology reads brain waves to recreate speech. Right, as you heard yesterday, there's something big coming. I've now got the date. I will be putting a video out about it later on today or tomorrow. It will be massive. I can't say any more till then. So keep your eyes out. You'll see the video. You'll know it. You will know it when it comes out. And I think the uptake is going to be massive. And I better leave it at that because I don't want to tell you. I want to save the surprise for the video. But keep your eye out for it because it's coming and it's going to be massive.